Today's book is Daddy's Little Scout by Janet Bingham. Illustrated by Rosalina Beardshaw. Little Fox was making music. La, 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 he sang. Shh, said Daddy Fox. Listen. Little Fox stopped singing. Tweet, 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 sang the tree sweetly. What's that? Asked Little Fox. Is the tree making music too? It's Mrs. Finch, replied Daddy Fox. She's singing her nest building song. Can I see? Asked Little Fox. Daddy Fox lifted Little Fox up higher and higher until he could see the twiggy nest. Just then a nut landed clunk on Little Fox's head. Whoops, chuckled Daddy Fox. That's the trouble with trees. Things drop out of them. It's a squirrel, said Little Fox. She's building a nest too. She's spring cleaning, said Daddy Fox. Everyone starts thinking about their nests and dens in the spring. They make new ones or they tidy up the old ones. We can make a new home too. Burst. Let's build a high nest up in a tree. Do you think they're going to build a high nest up in the tree for the foxes? Trees are too high for us, says Daddy Fox. They wobble and sway in the wind. We might fall out of them like nuts. I don't want to fall like a nut, but it's fun to roll around like one, giggled Little Fox. And away they tumbled. So everybody seems to be making nests or tidying them up. Straight into a bush they tumbled. Oof, groaned Daddy Fox. I'm seeing stars. They're not only stars, I see butterflies, laughed Little Fox. He leaned over to smell the blossoms and yelped, Ouch, prickles! Daddy Fox hugged him. It would be very uncomfortable to live there, he said. So a bunch of butterflies ran out of the tree and they landed in a thorn bush. Ouch! Good thing they have a big furry coat, right? Little Fox scampered ahead. Look, Daddy, I found a mouse's house, he whispered. Perhaps we could live down there. We're too big and noisy, Daddy Fox whispered back. We will spoil poor Mouse's hideaway. But Little Fox wasn't listening. A dragonfly skimmed past his nose and he was off. A fox is too big to live in a little mouse's hole, right? Yeah. Chasing and racing over the soft grass until Daddy Fox caught up with him at the stream. This is where the fish live, said Daddy Fox. Little Fox dabbed at the water. I'm glad I don't live in here, he said. It's wet and cold and runny. Like your nose, teased Daddy Fox. Little Fox splashed him. Like your nose, he giggled and ran back up the bank. Look, they're splashing each other now and getting wet noses. All of a sudden, a dome of crumbly earth popped up with a little pink nose peeking out of the top. What is it? asked Little Fox. It's Mr. Mole, said Daddy Fox. He's tidying up his tunnels. That's like those voles that we saw that were coming out of the ground over near Miss Katie back in February and early March when you guys were here, right? Mr. Mole's nose disappeared back into the molehill. I wouldn't want to live down there, said Little Fox. It's too dark for me. And off he ran into the meadow. Right. It would be very dark down in the hole, right? Look, said Daddy Fox, rabbit holes are lots of rabbits. 1, 2, 3, counted Little Fox. I can see them. It must be very crowded in their house, said Daddy Fox. Come, it's time to go, as they raced away towards home. They're counting the rabbits and all the little rabbit homes. I have rabbit homes all over my yard right now, too, and there's one living in my planter, and the babies are getting big. Little Fox peered into their den. Our home might get too crowded, too, he frowned. It looks very small. That's because you've grown so big, laughed Daddy Fox. It's time for us to move to a new home now. And that's just what they did. They dug and they dug and they dug all afternoon until at last they were finished. I'm glad our new home isn't high in a tree or in a prickly bush, said Little Fox, or in a cold, wet stream or a mouse's house or a dark molehill or in a busy rabbit warren, smiled Daddy Fox. What they did, they dug a hole into the side of the hill and they made a den. And they had to make it bigger because theirs was too small, right? That night, Little Fox peered out of their newly dug den. This home is just right, he sighed happily. Yes, agreed Daddy Fox, hugging him close. It's the best home of all. Don't you think most people feel the same way? Our homes are cozy for us. They're where we feel comfortable and safe with our mom and our dad and our sister and our brother, right? So most people like to be home more than any place else in the world. Makes them feel safe. For me and my own little fox, it's the best home of all. Look at their view. Looking out of their hole, look at the beautiful sky with the stars. It looks pretty nice in there. It looks cozy and comfy and all hugging and wrapped up in each other's arms. And there's some dragonflies. It's a pretty book, isn't it? It's cute. Daddy and Scout look like they had a lot of fun that day, don't they? Yeah. So happy Father's Day, right?